Live from the SoCap Comedy Theater in beautiful downtown Toronto, it's And a Scotch Eggs Comedy Game Showdown. Please welcome your host, Dan Donnelly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Comedy Game Showdown. My name is Dan Donnelly, and I will be your host this evening. How are we all feeling tonight? I thank you from the bottom of my heart for choosing us over Just for Laughs, and I'm sure it's not just because it's way easier to buy tickets on Eventbrite than it is to figure out their fucking ticketing system. So as you can see, our show tonight is called Revenge of the Nerds. Just so you guys in the audience know, this show is recorded and will eventually be on the internet. So don't say anything that you don't want on the internet forever, but also don't say anything because you're the audience. All right, so we'll get the show started. As I said, our theme tonight is Revenge of the Nerds, but really, is there anything left for the nerds to avenge? Marvel's been dominating the box office for a decade. Disney is pumping out a new Star Wars every year. There are 5 Star Trek series currently on the air. Computer nerds have gone from tinkering in their parents' garage to dominating every aspect of our lives and controlling the very infrastructure of culture. And last year, in 2022, twice as many people went to San Diego Comic-Con as went to the Super Bowl. The fucking Super Bowl. And who even cares about the Super Bowl anyway? Because we have our own sports now. Kind of. And in any case, video games are so mainstream, even your grandma has been playing them. Truly, the geeks have inherited the earth, such as it is. And even stranger, it seems like we're kind of cool now. So with our revenged, it seems like there's nothing left for us to do but decide from our perch atop Mount Olympus who should take our place at the bottom of the pecking order. Should it be the jocks? Maybe too easy. They're already beating up themselves. Should it be the board gamers, the otaku, the furries? No, we all go to the same parties. What about hot people? They've had it too easy for a little too long, right? And while it is pretty annoying that they can get 2 million views on TikTok just for doing literally nothing for 15 seconds to a soundtrack, in fact, all we have to do is wait around for them to get their comeuppance. So, could it be then that there's no one left to bully, no one worthy of our scorn, of our derision, of exclusion from polite society for no fault of their own, save daring to exist as their authentic selves? But then I realized there is someone deserving of that scorn, of that derision, of that hatred, and we are here to entertain you tonight. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. We've got a good one for you, and we're going to start it right now, except first we have a brief word from our sponsor, 80s Teen Comedies. Do you have fond memories of nerdy 80s teen comedies like Revenge of the Nerds, Weird Science, and the collective works of John Hughes? Would you like to keep it that way? Then for God's sake, don't watch them again. Just trust us on this one. Look upon them wistfully all you like through the soft Vaseline-smeared lens of nostalgia for a simpler time, but do not, I repeat, do not subject them to the harsh, withering light and wrinkle-exploding, ultra-high-def critical resolution that will come of a rewatch from the standpoint of today's modern media culture. This has been a public service announcement from the Committee to Protect What's Left of Our Childhoods from any kind of self-examination. All right, are you guys ready to actually get the show started? Excellent. I will bring up your 2 teams. First up, we have the Teacher's Pets. Please welcome Gordon Hecht, Kelly Zemnickis, and Andy Wong. And up against the Teacher's Pets, we have the Dungeon Masters. Please welcome Nikki Ashworth, Marc Hallworth, and Evan Klim.
All right.
All right, we're just going to take a second to get settled here. Are you guys ready?
Sure, buddy.
Sure.
Excellent. Are you guys ready? All right, then we are going to get started with a pop quiz. Our first question, the category is tastes like chicken. Nerds are not only people, they are also a popular candy, but not in the Soylent Green way, we promise. What were the original 2 complimentary flavors of Wonka's Nerds candy? Yes, Nikki.
Masturbation and corn chips.
Unfortunately, they had to be reformulated because too many consumers found them a bit salty.
Oh, that's what that tastes like.
As if you don't know. Yes, Evan.
Okay, Dungeons and Dragons.
What does dungeon flavor taste like?
It's kind of got like that like leathery kind of taste
Yeah?
to it, and I think dragon has like kind of like a ham kind of tint to it.
A little smack of ham?
Yeah.
I got the same comments on the wine I brew in my bathtub, actually. Yes, Gordon.
Oompa and Loompa. They tried to unionize.
Oh,
and they
no.
were quickly. Get woke. Support unions.
Are the Oompa Loompas in the WGA or the Screen Actors Guild?
Definitely they're not in the WGA because that song they fucking wrote is absolute trash.
Excellent. Anyone else?
No.
All right.
That's funny.
So the original Nerds flavors were, of course, peaches and green, not green apple, not lime, just green candy flavor. I know you guys all know what I'm talking about, but in real life they were grape and strawberry. Classic combination, I guess. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is 5 or 6 pickup tricks. Richard LaRuina is a London-based pickup artist who created a game intended to teach male nerds how to get girls. What is the name of the game? Andy.
She's just not that into you. Yet.
Yes. Oh, no. That's sinister. Yes, Gordon.
Harasketball.
Isn't that the South Park guys? Didn't they make that movie?
Right. The game's
Yes,
called
Marc.
Don't Incel Yourself Short.
Oh.
Come on.
That's very good.
I'm desperate to create 400 more answers of these. I'm
if you're gonna
literally in my brain is just like the Matrix, but instead of code, it just says like inappropriate touching and like roofies and like, you know.
It could be like Stick and Hoop, that 19th century game for poor children.
Yeah, we've all heard of that.
Yeah. We make contemporary references on this show. In case you guys didn't know. Have you ever seen me during the daytime? I don't think so. Any other answers for the name of the game? Yes, Kelly.
This is a really bad idea.
That's the name of the game. Yeah. Gordon.
Trouble.
Trouble.
Hell yeah.
Followed by sorry.
What about it's called cricket because that's probably the noise you hear when you try his pickup line.
Yeah. Just a few chirps. You know, you can tell the ambient temperature outside by the rate at which crickets chirp, so at least they'll get something useful out of the experience.
You make all of us seem so cool. It's crazy.
All right. Yes, Andy.
How to lose your money in one game.
All right. Anyone else? The name of the game is actually #her2.
Oh God. Yeah.
No, just kidding. Of course, it is called Super Seducer, which is not any better. Maybe Super Soaker.
Wasn't it actually a show called Keys to the VIP? Does anybody remember that show? That's what that
there
show
you go.
was. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is Buddies in Lad Times. That's a little insider. In Star Wars A New Hope, what is the name of Luke Skywalker's childhood friend on Tatooine, whose part was largely cut from the film? Yes, Nikki.
I believe his name was Kevin.
And we need to talk about him, honestly. He's not doing well lately. Yes, Gordon?
Based on how George Lucas names things, it was probably like Friendo Star Buddy.
Yes, Marc.
His friends were going to be the power converters he was going to pick up at Taj Station or whatever. Remember that nerdy ass line?
I don't trust anybody whose only friends are droids. Like, that speaks to some kind of a personality problem. Like, it's only a matter of time before he starts taking out womp rats in a rented speeder on Yonge Street. Oh, no. Yes, Evan?
Okay, so his friend's name was Bruno, and the reason he was because we don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah. Nikki?
Car dinks.
Car Dinks?
Fuck yeah.
The long-lost inspiration. The great-great-great-grandnephew of Jar Jar Binks. I can't say grandson because I don't want him to have bred. Yes, Nikki again.
Lar Finks.
Lar Finks. Related to Uncle Owen Lars, right? Yeah. Gordon.
Stacy, but George Lucas was worried that if he had one more speaking female in the film, it would be confusing.
Yeah. And then he hooked up with her mom because she's got it going on, and everything got awkward.
Look, but then who's Luke going to know who to kiss?
Definitely not his sister.
I should write the next chapter before.
Anybody
That
else?
was a perfect George Lucas impression. I
Was
don't
that
know.
a perfect George Lucas impression?
No, it was my voice.
Got
but
the
higher.
beard.
Right? Doesn't he have a beard?
All right. The real name of the character is Noress Idjuels, which turned out to be very apt. But in fact, Biggs Darklighter, which sounds like a novelty pot accoutrement, I think. Like you can find it under a dark light. I don't know. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is Yawn of the Dead. In the new anime Zom 100, why isn't main character Akira Tendo particularly upset about the zombie apocalypse that's destroyed Tokyo? Yes, Gordon.
Frankly, he just needed the cardio.
They're not very fast, the zombies. Actually, they are kind of fast in this one. Yes, Kelly. And very colorful. It's cool visually.
I think it's because he's been working with his therapist like really hard, and he knows that it's really not his fault. It's just not.
You know, I've watched thousands of hours of Japanese media, and despite seeing all kinds of fantastical things like zombies and vampires and witches and genius boy detectives and anything else, the one thing I have never seen is a Japanese person going to therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Like men in anime will literally clone their dead wife, force their traumatized son to battle, giant Lovecraftian horrors, and reduce all of humanity to a primordial soup. Instead of going to therapy, it is so easy. There's BetterHelp. You can do it at home. No one needs to know.
Sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yeah.
BetterHelp is available across America and Canada. You can be matched with a therapist in up to 24 hours. Simply fill out our database where we take all your money and information, and we'll just assign you to some random person.
We
Thank
speak
you.
33
BetterHelp.com.
languages. All of them except for Japanese.
Enjoy. They don't need it. Yeah, enjoy your phone therapy or hanging out with your wife-daughter clone as she gets progressively more injured over the course of the series.
I just found out that I only think there are 34 languages.
Yeah. There are at least 42. They've got to outpace JFL. Yeah, okay. Yes, Evan.
Okay, it's because he finally has time to watch Mustache Soccer Man, a.k.a. Ted Lasso.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like that classic episode of The Twilight Zone where, the guy breaks his glasses and, it turns out at the end of the world, Akira has all of the time he could ever need, except neither he nor anyone he knows has an Apple TV subscription.
That's a reference I know.
Yeah, that episode. Really?
We love The Twilight Zone. Who rang in, Nikki? No, Marc. Yes, Nikki.
He's just bummed that he can't go home and play his new favorite video game, Super Seducer.
Oh, if only it were a video game.
I'm sure it is.
Yes, Andy?
Was he one of those weird people who do historical martial arts and now it's finally useful?
How do historical martial arts? Well, I guess things evolve over time, right?
Nobody uses swords anymore.
Well, there's
They clearly
Zombies,
should.
I mean, you're
There's
on my team,
kendo
but do
and
zombies
iaido.
use swords?
Touche.
all right. That's enough of that. Thank you. That's the first appearance of the shut the fuck up horn. When I honk the shut the fuck up horn, everybody shuts the fuck up.
Hail the horn.
So it turns out the real answer is, of course, after spending years as an incel shut-in, he's just happy someone else is finally more desperate for brain than he is. But in fact, no, it's just that it sucks less than his exploitative corporate job in Japan, which is really sad, but also a little funny. So we're going to move on to the next question. The category is Bard Rock. Years before Peter Jackson and even Don Bluth, what popular band wanted to make their own Lord of the Rings movie? Yes, Kelly.
Men without hats.
I don't think that really works for a period picture. They wear a lot of hats.
That's why I didn't go.
Yeah, Nikki?
Insane Clown Posse. Hobbits, how do they work?
Not very hard. Not very hard. Yes, Evan?
Imagine Dragon.
That is the most appropriate answer. Yeah, Andy?
The Fellowship of the Sing.
That's not a real band, though, right? Or,
I'm ashamed of you.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
You can be ashamed of your teammates. Fellowship of the Sing could be like a Sikh ceremonial choir.
We're going to make this work by the end of the show. Don't worry, everyone. We'll land this plane.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm going
Evan.
to say the Plastic Ono Band. And if not that, I'm going to say Wings. And if not that, I'm going to say the Traveling Wilburys. And if not that, I'm going to say Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band.
You were very close with the last one, so we won't take any more
Well, 'cause the
answers.
Rings one, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be that. Oh.
In fact, it was the Beatles. They were going to collaborate with Stanley Kubrick, if you can believe it, which just makes me want to see like this Stanley Kubrick version of Yellow Submarine. Could you imagine? The blue meanies like the drill sergeant. All right. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is differential evasions. In the Dune universe, complex mathematical calculations are done by special people called mentats rather than with computers. Why is that? Yes, Gordon.
The computer's all busted when they tried to spell Quitzach.
Yeah. Spell check just overheated on all of them?
I just overheated.
Yes, Kelly?
Actually, little known fact, but UPS tried to deliver the computers to Arrakis, but nobody on the planet was home at the time.
So they say.
Yeah, so they were able to deliver or like send a pickup, at a distribution center, which was in Guelph. But like, who wants to go to Guelph?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Absolutely reasonable. Nikki?
Their only internet option was Rogers.
Oh, no. May as well give up.
This show's sponsored by Bell.
If this show has a sponsor,
And
it's
BetterHelp.com.
TechSavvy. Even though they're on Rogers' lines, so it doesn't make any difference. All right. It turns out that everyone in the Dune universe spilled coffee on their laptops at the same time and then just decided as a society they were better off not replacing them. But in fact, in the Dune universe, computers caused the worst war in history, called the Butlerian Jihad. Earth had its own version of the Butlerian Jihad when a bunch of people read Gender Trouble and then went on Twitter. I'm glad that joke landed. I'm very happy about that.
It was the laughter of people pretending to understand what any of that meant.
It was the laughter of people who look like they've spent time on Tumblr. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is The Shining. In the tech noir classic Blade Runner, director Sir Ridley Scott achieved the famous shining eyes effect by reflecting light into the actor's eyes with a two-way mirror. What is this technique actually called? Nikki?
The Ridley Fiddly.
Oh, no. That's why you can't do that one with child actors.
Uncle Ridley.
You could back then.
In 1982?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got emancipated. What's her name that didn't bring her show back? No, just now in the news during the strike, her talk
Roseanne
show.
Barr.
Russell Brand?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. There we go. Thank
The
you.
Roseanne Barr of talk shows.
Okay. Yes, Andy.
What's it called? Ray tracing, also known as charging too much for a video card.
Does anybody know what ray tracing does?
Traces rays, duh.
Yeah. But if you wear Ray-Bans, then it doesn't work at all. And this is why you don't wear sunglasses when you play computer games, among other reasons. Yes, Marc.
This technique is called unnecessarily blinding your actors.
Not always unnecessary. They did it on Scent of a Woman because Pacino is method.
Okay.
Hooah! That's another deep cut. Okay.
Okay. I just buzzed in one, so I'm gonna say it's called glass lighting.
That's good. Give him the point. Give him the point.
That's okay. One more. Yeah.
The Great Scott!
All right.
No, give Evan the point.
So this is, of course, the only special effect they can do in the Dune universe without computers, but it's in real life called the Shiftan process, which was first used by Fritz Lang to make composite shots in Metropolis. Has anybody seen Metropolis? It is very long.
Did anyone raise their hand? I can't.
There's an anime remake from 2001, which may go down a little easier. All right, that's it for the first pop quiz. Let's give our contestants a hand.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on to meet your contestants. I know you guys are curious to learn a little bit about these people up here because you don't know any better. So we're going to start off here with the teacher's pets. Let me start by reading Gordon's tweet-length bio is what I specified. Gordon Hecht is a nerd who looks like a bully and was bullied by nerds for it. He's very fragile because he just had a kid. Don't make fun of him. He can't take it. He's literally having a breakdown while writing this bio. Dan, stop reading this out loud. I mean it. Stop. I'm telling you I'm having a breakdown. It's weird that you're still reading this, Dan. You're a heartless monster who doesn't care about mental health. Except, do you need phone therapy? If you're going to keep reading, I'm going to make you say whatever I want. Poo-poo, pee-pee, butthole, fart, cum. Gordon, I've been in love with you for years, and I'm extremely jealous that you had a baby with your wife and not with me, but there's still time to fix that tonight after the show. The end of Gordon's bio. All right. Gordon, I have a question for you, which is, why do you keep doing this show if it stresses you out this much?
Honestly, I'm delusional enough to think that somehow this will help me get famous enough to not ever have to do this show.
Yeah. That's the goal of every show, I think. Unless you're on one of the other stages tonight. All right, give it up for Gordon, everybody. Up next on the teacher's pets, Kelly Zemnickis knows how to write a tweet-length bio. She is 6 feet tall and a member of the famed improvisation dance troupe Balls from Liechtenstein. There's an exclamation point after balls in case it wasn't evident from my reading. She's currently working on designs for a butter sculpture of Boris Yeltsin, which will be on display at the UN next fall. That's sweet. I didn't know that butter would hold up to that much vodka, but that's good. Kelly, I have a question for you. Will you ever admit that you're never going to be 6 feet tall?
I am 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she is. I'm also 6 feet tall. Yeah, we're all 6 feet tall.
You guys are all Tinder 6 feet tall, correct? All right, give it up for Kelly, everybody.
Can I interject and say that Kelly's wearing the same shirt as she's wearing in her headshot?
Oh, that's...
Isn't that nuts?
Except it has a different neckline, so
No, it's
I think...
back. Isn't that hilarious? She fucked...
Oh,
She got
whoa, that's crazy. All right.
It's like mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Listeners at home, see what you missed by not catching the live version of the show.
Sucks to be you.
All right. Last but not least, among the teacher's pets, Andy Wong loves playing RPGs and simulation games because it's the only place his partners respect him. Andy would like to share that he dresses his video game characters the same way as he's dressed right now, and he definitely did not adjust his cyberpunk character's penis size. Just a little bit of gleam from the shifter process on that thing. Andy, what dream have you lived out playing simulation video games?
So this is something I realized. I always thought I wanted to fly, and then on my first flight, as we were taking off, I realized that I was afraid of heights.
On your first flight in real life or your first flight in the flight simulator?
Both.
Okay.
You shouldn't play a flight simulator while on a plane.
You shouldn't play Microsoft Flight Simulator from before 2001 while you're on a plane because they'll see the towers on the screen and everybody will get nervous. I'm just practicing for my future career.
Terrorist.
Yeah. All right. That's give it up for Andy and the rest of the teachers' pets, everybody. And up against the teachers' pets, their mortal enemies, the Dungeon Masters.
It's the Dungeons
I'm
and
neutral.
Masters, by the way.
First up, Nikki Ashworth self-identifies as a dork rather than a nerd. Less studious, bookish, and hardworking than awkward, silly, and unconventional. Nikki's obsessions include guinea pigs, potatoes that look like guinea pigs, David Bowie, potatoes that look like David Bowie, ice cream, potato-flavored ice cream, and camp. Not the outdoorsy kind, but the Sontag kind. Good, I'm glad the Butler people got that one too. The only waters she's swimming in are John waters. All right. How does it feel, Nikki? Just divine. Nikki, a couple years back, you were really obsessed with porgs from Star Wars. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. They are the
You
guinea
still
pigs
are.
of space. That is if you don't include tribbles, who are the original guinea pigs of space. But that's if you don't include Yuri Gagarin, who was the first human in space. He was the ultimate space guinea pig, and he didn't even want a carrot.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. Porgs.
I feel like-
Resistance is futile.
I feel like Laika the space dog was the original space guinea pig, but it didn't turn out as well for her as Yuri Gagarin, unfortunately. Whose name means? Laika the space dog? No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, the dog's name in English means barker.
Oh,
Yes, barker. Because dogs bark.
so I assume she got it.
Or they're like barking,
I
barking
don't
people to get
want
into a
that
comedy show.
fact taking up space in my brain. There was a dog named Bark.
A dog named
pretty funny.
Barker because she got spayed, obviously.
Oh,
shout
Dog
out
Barker,
to
though, is a
Bob
great name
Barker.
for Price is Right, the host.
Yeah,
It's a dog.
Bob Laika.
Cut this,
Bala
please.
Laika.
Please,
Okay.
for the love of God, cut this.
All right, that's the end of that.
Where's that horn, baby?
Give
Come
it up for
on.
Nikki,
Aw.
everybody.
Trying to get that horn.
Next up among the Dungeon Masters, Marc Hallworth is kind of like Hurley from ABC's Lost, in that if Hurley wasn't on Lost, he would be a big fan of the show Lost.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Like, you could ask him trivia questions like, who was the last surviving member from the tail section of Oceanic 815? And he'd reply, obviously, Dr. Bernard Nadler. How about a tough one next time?
Goddamn right.
Marc, what is a nerdy way to say I'm masturbating?
Everybody, you could use this at home. You can say you're geeking it till it megahertz. Come on. Huh? May I
pretty
also
good.
say, for the people that are here, and fuck the listeners, that's my headshot from 10 years ago.
Excellent.
I don't look anything like that anymore.
You've aged 10 years.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
You're like a university professor. It's great.
Yeah.
Who do I have this term? Oh, a young professor. 84. Give it up for Marc, everybody. Also, the other nerdy way to say I'm masturbating is, geez, Mom, I'm busy. Can you knock first? Lastly, among the Dungeon Masters, growing up, Evan Klim wasn't a very cool guy. Can you believe it? But he's very happy that that phase in his life is all over, and he now does plenty of cool and intense activities. Evan, what kind of cool and intense activities do you do?
Well, every Monday to Friday, my wife and I watch Jeopardy, but we watch it on an illegal stream, okay? I know. So if that doesn't make me cool, I think that makes me, what is a badass?
Yeah. That is definitely the most dangerous way to watch Jeopardy with your wife. All right. Give it up for Evan, everybody, and the rest of the Dungeon Masters. We're going to move on to the next section of our game, which is called What the Hell is This? And What the Hell is This? We show our panelists a series of weird and wonderful images and ask them the eternal question, what the hell is this? Panelists, are you ready for your first weird and wonderful image?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. What's going on?
I ask you, what the hell is this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, Kelly.
The rejected, updated Mr. Clean campaign.
Eliminates hamsters in addition to dirt and grime? Yes, Marc.
It's the poster for the 11th Fast and Furious movie. Fuck yeah, who's excited? Probably.
They just all go around in those little tubes. It's great. Yes, Nikki.
This is a man who's really thrilled that he found his hamster.
Yeah. Yes, Andy.
Clearly, that's Nikki's guinea pig.
That is, yeah, that's more of a porg than a guinea pig.
It's a level 5 fighter who's clearly taken at least 2 levels in wizard, or at least taken a feat that allows him to take the second level wizard spell and cast as a ritual find familiar, and he's clearly chosen a hamster familiar.
Yeah. He is a ranger, in fact.
What?
Yeah, sorry. That's a hint if anybody else wants to guess. No? Okay. So this is Boo the miniature giant space hamster, which is apparently a thing in Dungeons & Dragons, along with his sidekick, the ranger Minsk, who is a recurring character in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. So, naturally. Unfortunately, his hamster does not look at all like David Bowie, but maybe a little bit, actually.
In the eyes.
In the eyes, yeah. All right, we're going to move on. Oh, but I would like to say that, of course, like any other video game, Danganronpa does the hamster guy better. This is Gundam Tanaka from Danganronpa 2 with his 4 Dark Devas of Destruction, who are all hamsters. I just like that. That's all.
Don't get too turned on,
Yeah.
everyone.
I love how Joey's the only guy laughing.
He's
loving it.
We are going to move on to the next weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Gordon.
My first wet nightmare.
Yes, Mark.
It's a series premiere of Mansers. Remember that show?
No.
Be fucking rad.
Yeah, Nikki.
What isn't really explained here is that they were his own.
Too many chicken nuggets. It happens. Yes.
The name of my first high school ska band.
I bet a lot of people would go to those shows. Yeah.
Sold out.
Yes, Andy.
What
We should call
happens
this
when
show
you
that.
listen to Super Seducer too much?
Another joke for Joey.
It's the Joe Show.
That's okay. We can, as long as one person likes it, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's the dream that comedy's built on for sure.
Believe me, there have been episodes where there has been no audience and just my brother listening to the podcast version. So we're all very pleased with this result tonight. Anyone else have an opinion on this headline? Yes, Andy.
Why we need better sex ed?
Yes, Nikki.
Careful what you wish for.
You just might get it. All right. So this is from the manga Ano Oni Kyoshi ga Boku no Ane ni Naru desu ka, which is that demon teacher has become my sister. Older sister, because Japanese distinguishes, which is a manga about a guy whose demonic female PE teacher becomes his stepsister when their parents marry, but their parents don't live with them, but they live together. Anyway, you can read it if you want. I did not.
Artificial intelligence has been writing manga for years.
Yeah. The art from this manga looks like you would expect it to look with the information you have. All right, we're going to move on to the next weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Evan.
Okay, so it says I'm Abraham Lincoln, but we all know that's ZZ Top, right? Yeah.
Yes, Gordon.
The end of space slavery.
This is what the Federation has been working for all this time. Yes, Evan.
I think that's what he said moments before he was shot.
Yes, Andy.
The look on that guy's face is the reaction of minorities when someone tells you it's the end of slavery.
That guy? George Takei?
He has a name. It's Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, Nikki.
This was a surprise cameo by Abraham Lincoln, clearly.
Yes.
It was a big shock. Everyone thought he was dead, but he wasn't.
No, he had a very long career like Betty White. It was incredible. Yes, Kelly.
This is a scene from the Microsoft Teams meeting that I had this morning.
Did somebody have the Lincoln filter on? Is that what?
I'm just glad he's wearing pants on the Zoom, frankly.
Yes, Evan.
Okay, so this is members of the bridge watching a video of the Hall of Presidents ride at Disney World.
Yes, Nikki.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is George Takei.
That is correct.
So what
That is, in fact, George Takei.
what this is him breaking character, looking to the director and going, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Anyone else before I give up the ghost? That's not the expression. Before I give up the goods, that's also not the expression. So this is from Star Trek: The Original Series, Season 3 episode The Savage Curtain, which is rated as the 9th worst Star Trek episode. In which Kirk, Spock, Abraham Lincoln, Surak, the legendary Vulcan sage, all take on the treacherous Earth warlord Colonel Philip Green, the Klingon warlord Kalas, and some unethical scientist called Zora, and of course Genghis Khan, in a battle of good versus evil at the pleasure of this weird alien called Yarnek. I think this was parodied in a Futurama episode, the one where the cast end up on that planet. So that is the story of this. Good wins, in case you were curious.
The 9th shittiest?
Yeah.
So you should list the others, please.
I don't know them offhand. I'm not.
I actually believe Tribble's episode might be number 1.
Really? People don't like that? I thought people liked Tribbles.
Tribbles is not celebrated.
All right. As you can see, I'm not that kind of nerd. All right. We're going to move on to the next weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Kelly.
This is footage of Doug Ford doing that greenbelt deal, which he just.
Gordon?
3 people who are just about to be Me Too'd.
Kelly already said Doug Ford.
If I could tag on that, this is Weinstein's first offense.
Yes, Nikki.
So that's Casey on the right and Finnegan on the left, and in the middle is Mr. Dressup.
That's cute.
Is this a scene from the Japanese remake of The Godfather?
Man with mustache plays
Godzilla, you come to me
Yakuza, yeah.
on the day of my daughter's wedding. I can't do a Brando, but that's okay, because I would have to gain a lot of weight. Yes, Nikki.
This was the inspiration for Chuck E. Cheese.
Kelly, which one would be Mr. X of the Doug Ford gang? Yeah, there was like a Mr. X guy that
There
made
was,
the
yeah.
deal. Yeah.
I think he's the one. Yeah, the one
X.
Nikki's pointing to.
Yeah, Mr. X is in the background for
That's
sure.
it.
Yeah, he's the
Or the pair of
facilitator.
lips over
That
the
guy is
shoulder.
Abraham Lincoln.
He looks so different
His
after
career
he shaved and he
extended
took off
even
his
into
hat.
Japan, yeah. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln did a lot of commercials that only aired in Japan.
Wait a minute. On the right there, is that Goshzilla?
I love it. All right. Thanks, everybody. So this is a little snapshot behind the scenes of King Kong versus Godzilla in 1963. This is the special effects director, Eiji Tsuburaya. And I know you guys want to see a few other shots from behind the scenes of King Kong versus Godzilla in 1963. So here are a couple of actors fooling around with Godzilla. And here is King Kong getting his lights punched out by a giant Japanese child who may also be a detective.
Kelly, that kid is 6 feet tall.
Well, King Kong, he's like 30 feet tall, so that kid is at least 25 feet tall.
But he says 30 feet on Tinder.
If you look at his shoes, he's clearly wearing lifts.
He is, isn't he? That's crazy. All right. We are going to move on to the next weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Gordon.
Progress.
This is just blurry enough that you can kind of think it's Adam West.
I fully thought it was Adam West.
Go ahead, Gordon.
What those high school students saw before they choked on giant breasts.
A science experiment gone wrong.
Gone right.
Weird science, I guess.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Evan.
somebody just turned on the lights, and the one in the middle, they're raising their arms, going up, be like, "Surprise! Happy birthday!"
Yeah, Nikki?
This is dress up day at high school. The girl was okay with wearing what she did because they believe that women can wear whatever they want, which is great. But the guy on the left got in trouble because he brought a gun.
Yeah. You usually can't do that in high school unless you're American.
That utility belt is doing a lot of work. That's just all I want to say. That's a lot of utility on that belt.
High utility in the economic sense of the word. Anyone else? Yeah, Kelly.
The person in the bikini in the middle did not dress appropriately for biology class.
Or she dressed very appropriately for biology class. Yeah, Nikki.
This is a scene that was cut out of Breaking Bad.
Obviously, that's Walter White on the left, but is that Jesse in the middle? Is that, yeah.
Science, bitch!
This is actually quite a lot like my Breaking Bad fan fiction. Yes, Andy.
This is Batman finding out he's bad at strip poker.
Fun fact about the original Batman series, which this is not. But,
I'm literally trying to come up with jokes so that we never change slides.
Yeah. Burt Ward, who played Robin, the producer, they got a lot of complaints from all over like conservative America that he was a little too evident in his costume, which they thought was pornographic. So they actually tried to get him to take anti-androgens to shrink his genitals, which he refused. But reportedly, by Burt Ward, Adam West did not have the same problem. So conceivably, this could be Adam West, is all I'm saying. All right, are we done?
Burn Adam West, you tiny dick. That's the message of this show.
Yeah.
Can I use this for my Tinder profile?
You can. She might be 6 feet tall. Okay. All right. So this is a still from a movie called The Batwoman, La Mujer Murciélago, sorry. 1968, this is a Mexican movie about a female luchador, a Mexican wrestler, who is also secretly a Bruce Wayne-style millionaire, and she teams up with law enforcement and the FBI to defeat an evil scientist who is trying to turn other Mexican wrestlers into guild fishmen, which sounds suspiciously like an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But there you go. So in case you want to see this, it's
say the name
apparently...
of it again? Say the name.
La Mujer Murciélago.
Somebody's doing his Duolingo. That's great. Good job, buddy.
Thank you. I didn't get a PhD for nothing, except here I am. And it was in Italian anyway. So we're going to move on to the final image, I believe. Panelists, what the hell is this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, Marc.
This is a bunch of comedians waiting for the central open mic to start. That for anybody that was in comedy like 10 years ago, that's a great joke.
They're all dead.
Yeah, people are dead now.
Yes, Nikki.
This is the movie that featured basically all my friends I've ever known as extras.
I expect that's a common Toronto experience.
This is so disappointing after the last slide you showed. Could we go back to the last slide?
I do. Never mind.
Go on.
I'll tell you what's depressing, man, is that now all these people are condos.
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin's a condo? No!
There is actually an article you can find on the internet about how Kieran Culkin has the best ass of anyone in Hollywood. Google it. I'm not kidding.
You can also find an ass that says that.
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin's.
But, I mean, we've all seen Succession and the pants he wears, so I'm not particularly surprised. What I was going to say earlier, Gordon, is that I do have a picture of Michael Cera in a bikini, if that's what you want to see.
Thank you. Next
Yeah.
slide.
I don't have it in the slideshow. I just have it in my phone.
Tease.
Anyone else? Yes, Andy.
This is Kelly on a Tinder date after she realizes they lied about being 6 feet tall.
Nikki?
This is the movie that I'm bitter about that I wasn't a extra.
Also a common Toronto experience, I suspect. All right. Are we done? Are we done with this? We're done. All right. This is a still from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World from 2010, featuring apparently the most filmed pizza in Canada at Bloor and Bathurst, as well as the Honest Ed sign, which of course is no longer there because it's been moved to the ceiling of Drake's bedroom in LA. Just sounds like the kind of thing that would happen. So there you go.
That sign's way too old for Drake.
Yeah. That's very good.
Thank you. A point for me. Thank you.
Yes. And of course, everybody knows they're doing an animated series now with all the actors returning, which is why this is still timely, I guess.
Including Drake.
including Drake in a wheelchair for some reason. All right, that is it for What the Hell Is This? Give your panelists a hand. We are going to move on to the next section of the show, which is another pop quiz. Our first question, the category is Get the Ivermectin. In the recent Dungeons & Dragons video game Baldur's Gate 3, the main character's party start the game with an unusual parasitic infection. How did they get it? Marc.
They ate a bat from a market in Wuhan. Oh, that really bummed somebody out. I'm sorry. You hear that?
Yeah, that's the official story, but everybody knows it was really synthesized by drow alchemists in the Underdark. Okay, Kelly.
Mandarin buffet at a Mandarin buffet, everyone.
This is maybe not funny, but I have a story about the Mandarin, which is I once went out on a date with a guy who was from China and self-described himself as a major foodie. And he said...
And he took you to the Mandarin?
He said he would pick the restaurant. I was really excited because I love great Chinese food. And he took me to the Mandarin. And then he ate so much he was too sick to make out.
Hey, Dan, did he also say he was 6 feet tall?
He, in fact, was taller than 6 feet, which was, I guess, the only redeeming thing about him. Yes, Andy.
Dan, you're going to blame Chinese people for this one, too?
I wasn't the one who said either of these things.
Not gonna, how about, like, the month-old ice at Swamp Rock Tavern in Waterdeep?
Yeah, it's true. There is a travel advisory in Faerun to only use ice that has been freshly conjured by a wizard, just in case. Anybody else have an opinion here? Yeah, Nikki.
So this is a little known fact, but they actually got it by eating your date that took you to Mandarin.
You want names?
Yes, Gordon.
Maybe for the first time in D&D history, they had sex with someone cool and got HPV.
That's what happens when you roll a natural 20 and use a natural condom.
I think they call that a disease in dick.
I love
He's on his own team. I don't.
I get it, because it's D in D. Yeah.
Oh,
very
I got
good.
it.
Yeah,
We got it, Dan. Yeah.
I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
I know. I'm sleepy. I'm sorry.
Anyone else before we go? Okay. They were, of course, trying the tapeworm diet, which is very popular these days. 1 egg for breakfast, another for lunch, and then as much food as you want forever to feed the ravenous beast in your colon. But in reality, they were abducted by mind flayers who inserted their little brain-eating tadpole spawn directly into their eyeballs in the opening scene. It's really a lot of fun to watch.
Someone, yeah. Someone in the audience.
We
was
are
like,
laughing about how
Yeah.
you said in reality. But in
the
reality,
reality
this
of
is
the
what
game.
happened. What are you talking about?
In the reality of the game. All right. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is of demi-human bondage. In the Harry Potter series, what object granted Dobby the house elf his freedom? Yes, Gordon.
Jordan Peterson's 12 rules for life, and now Dobby's a real piece of shit.
Because the first thing a house elf really needs is for somebody to tell him to clean his room, right? Dobby's room is already clean.
So we got a Harley Davidson Fat Boy.
Nice.
It's a motorcycle. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thought it was like also
The
the
key
name
to
of like
knowing
a bomb.
what it was the words Harley Davidson.
I thought it also sounds like a sandwich. I don't know why.
It also sounds like an overweight boy, but we were on.
Isn't Fat Boy one of
yeah, I'm
the
a
nuclear
genius. Go to
bombs from Nagasaki? No, that's
Yeah,
Fat
yeah.
Man and Little Boy.
Fat Man and Little Boy. That also. Anyways, hold on.
That would also grant you freedom if you wrote it. It would be like the end of, the other
Dr.
Kubrick movie,
Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove. There we go.
Here we go. Hey. Dobby got his freedom with a gun. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
You're thinking of Ilvermorny, unfortunately, which is the
is the-
American wizarding school.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would land.
Too soon.
Too soon. Not funny enough, I think, is actually the problem with that one. Too deep a cut. Yes, Nikki.
I'm going to say a DVD copy of Braveheart.
Yeah. Dobby was
Take away our lives.
Yeah,
Dobby was
they'll
inspired
never
by the
take away his
Scottish man.
freedom.
Yeah. Yes, Andy.
A lot of shrooms.
A lot of shrooms? Is she just mentally freed forever? From
Still a slave, though.
Drake's wheelchair.
Oh. That's what happened after the other one brought the gun, right?
Too soon. Too soon.
Okay, I'm going to say Dobby got a Motorola flip phone.
I think that is the right time period.
Yes. With 1.5 gigabytes of data every month. Yes.
Nice. That's a pretty good deal.
This show is also sponsored to you by Freedom Mobile.
Get better help on your Motorola flip phone. Anyone else?
No.
All right. So the real answer is a sock. Just a plain old sock. Maybe Harry shouldn't have picked one that he had to scrape off the floor of the fifth-year boys' dorm, but still, just a regular old sock.
It was bronze.
All right, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is Ambition Ignition. In the recent anime Chainsaw Man, the possibility of finally achieving what long-abandoned life goal inspires main character Denji to get serious in his new job with the public safety Devil Hunters? Yes, Kelly.
Hosting his own podcast.
What kind of terrible narcissist would host their own podcast? This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Cure your narcissism by starting a podcast and get it sponsored by BetterHelp. At least they're giving us money. Yes, Gordon.
He turned 32 and he realized he wasn't up and coming anymore. I'm not projecting, you're projecting.
Nikki?
I'm just going to guess that his long life goal was to own a chainsaw.
Or to own a man.
It's achievable. It's achievable.
No, Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery in the rest of the known universe. All right, anybody else? Oh, yes, Evan.
I'm just going to say, by looking at this question, he really wanted to maybe meet the devil. I don't know.
Very
Devil
logical answer.
I don't know. Yeah.
You know that point we gave him before? Take it away.
Yeah.
Double it.
I've updated the spreadsheet. All right. The correct answer, of course, is he was just very excited to be able to finally contribute to his RRSP because Denji's really into personal finance. He's on the Reddit. But in actual fact, he is inspired by the possibility that he will be able to touch a boob.
Show the Batman slide.
He is a simple, sad little man. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is The Bold Man and the Smee. In the original Peter Pan, let's try to say this one. In the original Peter Pan play and novel, Captain Hook has not one but two debilitating phobias. While his fear of the crocodile who ate his hand made it into the Disney version, what other irrational fear did not make the cut? Yes, Evan.
His fear of alligators.
Close but distinct.
Give him the point back.
Yeah. Give them all the points.
He's fine with caimans because he does a lot of offshore banking, obviously, as a pirate. Yes.
His fear of the Portuguese. He's racist. I don't know.
This is not irrational for an 18th century pirate. Like, you're supposed to be afraid of the Portuguese. Yes, Gordon.
Being drugged by Rufy.
No.
That's our second roofie joke of the night. By the way.
I think I made the first one, too.
I don't remember, but it sounds like it would have been you. That is, however, definitely an irrational fear because I will just say that Dante Basco can slip me a little something anytime.
Is that the guy?
This show is sponsored by Dante Basco.
The voice of Prince Zuko from, Avatar.
Dr. Strangelove?
No, the good Avatar.
His second biggest fear is that he doesn't want people to know that the real reason his name is Hook is because of the shape of his penis.
Oh, no.
Nice. Hell yeah.
There's a name for that, right? It was part of the Bill Clinton Monica Lewinsky trials, right? Because he apparently had a curve, but I can't think of the name for the medical condition. This is not really very interesting.
It's getting late into the show.
Everyone
All right.
Google search Bill Clinton's dick.
Yeah.
Or just text Anthony
Put it up
Weiner.
on the
He probably
slide.
has a couple of copies.
What the hell is this?
It looks like the curly cucumbers from the Chinese market. Also not responsible for the parasites in Baldur's Gate 3.
Bill Clinton's dick was.
Bill Clinton's dick is responsible for a lot of parasites. Also his political career. We're gonna. So, the correct answer, of course, is that Captain Hook is terrified of Twitter finding out that he spends all his spare time hunting for lost boys. But also the sight of his own blood. The sight of his own blood, which I guess is not totally irrational. Yeah. Moving on.
I'm scared of your blood, Evan. Yeah.
We should all be scared of Evan's blood. He was abducted by mind flayers earlier.
Yeah, it is blue.
In reality, yes.
All right. Moving on to the next question. The category is wake up, get out there.
Nice.
Yeah. In the popular video game Persona 5, a group of Japanese high school students enter a parallel realm in which they rip what off their bodies to unleash their inner power? Yes, Andy.
Their Uniqlos.
You're thinking of a different video game. It is called Strip Fighter. Unfortunately, that is not a joke. It is a real game. There are 5 of them. But they only wear Muji. Yes.
They're brand new pubes.
I think they would be better off shooting themselves in the head like the Persona 3 kids. But also they're Japanese high school students, so probably none to be had. Yes, Evan.
They ripped off everyone who bought the original game by releasing Persona 5 Royal less than a year later.
That is true. That is the correct answer. Yes, Nikki.
Their skin!
You said that like you were an 8-year-old or something. That was crazy. Yeah.
You said that like you were ripping off your own skin.
Oh, how about this?
You got to put the lotion on it first, though.
They ripped off their Captain Hook-shaped dicks.
Oh,
Does
no.
that work? Does that help?
To zipline. Anyone else with Persona 5 opinions?
No.
No? Okay.
Great name.
So they, in fact, rip off their masks, both literally and figuratively, revealing their inner personalities. Yeah. All right. Time for the next question. The category is Go Free a Star War. In the movie Fanboys, a group of friends hatch a plan to break into Skywalker Ranch to steal a copy of Star Wars Episode 1 before it comes out in theaters. Why would they do such a thing?
Because
yes, Marc.
they were too old to get into Neverland Ranch.
Oh, no.
Come on, remember that?
Oh, no. You must be this tall to be denied entry.
Okay, so it's because they wanted to watch it and give George Lucas some feedback and some criticism about how he could have made the movie better, specifically how there could have been more Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. He was saving the extra Jar Jar scenes for the special editions that he would, of course, inevitably release later, like the altered scene where the Padawans attack Anakin first, which I think really spoils the whole massacre. Yes, Kelly.
I think it's because they know that no girls will go see it with them when it does get released in theaters.
That's sad but true.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, Nikki?
Because Dollywood was closed.
They also really wanted to go there to try the Skywalker Ranch dip.
Yeah.
At that point, just flip-flops. It just keeps on. You give it, you take it away.
So am I 0 now, right? Yeah, it's even now.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I think we'll give that the horn. The correct answer is that one of them has terminal cancer and is a big Star Wars fan, so he wants to see the movie before he dies, which is probably the saddest thing I can think of.
Well, that's the funny answer. What's your real one?
Imagine looking forward to episode 1, and it's the one that's like your make-a-wish before you die.
Right.
And then it's just like trade union meetings. Okay.
Now this is pod racing.
All right, we're going to move on to our last question. The category is Sarkeesian Fields. What was the first video game to feature a female protagonist? Yes, Kelly.
Ms. Tetris.
Actually, in original Tetris, both Blue Ricky and Cleveland Z are canonically female. There's a lot of really horrible fan art of them on top of each other.
What's the names of the blondes?
Yeah, so they stack on each other.
Yeah, that's a Tetris joke.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
They have actual names.
They don't. The names aren't real. Unfortunately, they were made up. No. It was made up by somebody. Somebody photoshopped it. No.
It's
We
a
actually covered-
Russian video game. You think they named them like Steve?
We covered that in
Be
a.
like Boris.
We covered that in a previous
Famously
episode
Russian
of the show.
name, Lime Ricky.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're crushing my dreams.
Sorry. Yes, we covered it in the video game episode, the title of which I can't think of, but you can find it. andascotchegg.com/episodes. Andy was on that show. Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, but he's not in the recording because he couldn't make the second recording because the first one got destroyed. Yes, Nikki.
Okay, so it's actually a mystery. History suggests that the game was destroyed by alpha nerds who feared their male superior intelligence was threatened. The game would encourage women to demand equality, including functional pockets, making their once masculine pocket protectors look girly and therefore stupid.
I cannot argue with that. Yes, Gordon.
First video game with women in it was real life. It's a simulation and there are women in it.
Yes. But how can they be protagonists if they don't have pockets for their inventory? Yes, Nikki.
Call of Debbie.
I'm sorry for this joke in advance, but Red Dead Redemption and it's about periods.
So Red Deb Redemption it's the sequel to Call of Debbie.
Yeah.
They're both shooters, but really more squirters.
I'm pretty sure it's Pong.
You're pretty sure it's Pong?
Yeah, that's why they're trying to bounce the balls away.
That's your experience.
Now he likes their team.
I'd say anything.
All right. Anybody else before I honk the horn? Boom. All right. Thank you, everybody. The real answer is, of course, Ms. Pac-Man. Oddly enough, you can make any video game character female by putting a bow on its head. All right. That's it for the second pop quiz. Please give your panelists a hand. And we are going to move on to the next section of our game, which is called Not Bloody Likely. And Not Bloody Likely, I give our panelists a series of unlikely situations, and they give us an idea of what might happen. We just need a brief moment to reset the stage, so we will be back with you shortly. Are we ready to go? Yes. All right. Our first unlikely situation is successful pickup lines at Fan Expo.
Do you want to get out of here?
Are you Medusa? Because you're making me rock hard.
The Greek mythology fandom.
Can you help me geek it till it mega hurts?
Very good.
I'll be your fan at your expo.
Oh. Sounds like maybe you got arrested for fan exposure.
You're sweeter than 3.14.
Aww. Not exact enough, though.
I know you come here often.
You're sweeter than 3.14, but if you'd like a couple more digits, I've got them for you. That's...
I don't care how you look under that suit.
In fact, I'd prefer it if you kept it on.
If you thought Yoshi's tongue was long.
Oh, no.
Wanna fuck in the Totoro bus?
Shout out to the Totoro bus, which was there this year at Fan Expo, as I'm sure many of you know. Oh, I missed that. We did a show at Fan Expo this year, but it did not take place while fucking on the Totoro bus, unfortunately.
Can I buy your $18 pizza for you?
I'd really rather have a $25 California roll, but...
I'm the George you're looking for.
Oh, very good.
This is like a Valentine card.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Unconventional Twitch streams.
Okay, so my buddies and I, we just raided this tomb and we found the lost art of the Covenant. Anyways, welcome to our unboxing video.
I think that might break the TOS.
So So I did a little bit of research for this, and I thought it would be funny if there was a Twitch that just featured plants growing. But then I Googled it, and it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. I was considering setting up a Twitch of just bread rising, but that also already existed.
Fucking hate the internet.
I know, right?
Welcome to Zoom comedy.
Oh, no. There are a lot of those, actually.
Hi, welcome to 24 hours of 2 girls, 1 cup.
I'm sure that exists.
You know, I actually respect the stamina required to do that stream. Anyone else? All right. We're going to move on. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just going to have a nice, respectful conversation with someone for the entire day. Like 2 nice people. The end.
Yeah, in a hot tub. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Rejected Disney Star Wars pitches. They've got a lot of things coming through the pipeline. Surely not all of them go through.
Okay, I really want to do live action Pocahontas, exactly like it is in the original. We're going to change nothing.
Except make it Star Wars.
I want to hear the story about Biggs Darklighter, his friend. What happened there?
Doesn't he die? Doesn't Biggs die?
Yes, he does.
He does, yeah.
Death Star fight.
Biggs and Porkins. And does Wedge Antilles die too? No, he makes it through that one, I think.
He's in all 3 of them.
Yeah.
The Ringo Starr of the Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is
Wedgie Antilles for the Nerd Show.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
mine's the Parent Trap, starring Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia.
Oh, no.
So they decided that they wanted to focus on a fashion section where it's like, where did the costumes come from? Where did they get all their rad gear? And so it features Edna Mode, and it's just about how she designed all the outfits that they wear. That's it.
I think that's the only Disney Star Wars production I would be interested in watching at this point.
Okay, so picture it. So we're going to get into the backstory of Jar Jar, and it turns out Goofy is his dad.
Oh. I think that actually might be coming up in the new Kingdom Hearts. I think that they're adding Star Wars to it.
Han Solo. He shot alone.
Did Han Solo kill himself? Is that what happened?
I think it was a masturbation joke.
Okay, so I have an idea for a remake of Old Yeller starring Chewbacca.
Oh. Who did the Chewbacca? Do it into the mic.
And I have an idea for The Littlest Hobo starring Chewbacca.
Here's an idea for a remake of Frozen starring Han Solo and Carbonite.
Oh. I'd like to see a buddy comedy with Luke Skywalker and Friendo Star Buddy. I think that would be kind of fun. And Kevin.
Okay. It's just Boys in the Hood, but anytime they drop the N-word, we say Nerf herder.
Trade negotiations, the musical.
All right. All right, I think that's enough Disney Star Wars for a lifetime. Unfortunately, Disney hasn't gotten the message. Let's move on to unsuccessful tabletop role-playing games.
How about this one? How about Sex Dungeons and Dragons? Huh? You good?
And bad dragons. This isn't a bad dragon crowd, I guess. Go ahead.
And an exciting tabletop RPG where in the RPG you get to play a table.
Ooh. That's very meta.
Literally, I just can't think of any bad.
You can't think of any bad idea for a tabletop RPG?
I want to play all these.
Minimum wage shift worker simulator. Doesn't matter what you roll, it all turns out the same.
2 people in a happy relationship.
Aww.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Not successful, but it's cute. I'm stuck.
The world of coasters and water stains.
All right. We'll end on that one and move on to unlikely superheroes.
Would this be funny if it was, it's me, stapler hands. Oh, fuck. And then he likes it.
It's his signature move, and he can only do it once. Like when Daffy Duck does the magic trick where he blows himself up. I'm glad one person knows that cartoon.
Me.
Aww.
So, unlikely superhero Jordan Peterson, his alter ego is Meatloaf.
I like Little boy sidekick man. He's defined by having a little boy sidekick.
Yeah. I think Jordan Peterson could be the human Benzo. I think that would be kind of amusing. He just kind of naps and then rants. Go ahead. Go ahead, Andy.
My name is Hungry Man. I can make everyone really hungry. Not associated with my line, Hungry Man, frozen foods.
Last ones? Okay, that's it. We're going to move on to the last one, inadvisable fan fiction crossovers.
50 Shades of Squidward.
I've only seen like 2. I've seen hot Squidward and regular Squidward.
I guess handsome Squidward.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's nice.
turn that back on. Abraham Lincoln in Star Trek.
Thank you.
Oh, can I add on to that? 12 years of space slavery. I guess that yeah.
That's I bet that's basically the premise of Voyager, actually. No Voyager fans. That's fine.
The gingerbread man and the cookie monster.
Aw.
He said he was going to eat me out, not eat me.
Oh no.
Keep that in.
Oh yeah. I keep everything, actually. I like it better when you guys embarrass yourselves. Any last ones before we move on?
The Gingerbread Man? That's a great fan fiction.
No, it is. If you're into vor, like it's archetypical.
Aw, Vor.
Oh. Would you rather like inflate? Never mind. All right. Fine. That's enough of that. That's enough of all of this. We end on vor, and we're going to move on to the last section of our game, which is called Debate Club. In Debate Club, our panelists argue important issues of the day, and you, the audience, get to decide who wins. All right. Arguing our first question, which is, who are superior, nerds or dorks? Arguing in favor of nerds is Gordon Hecht. Arguing in favor of dorks is Nikki Ashworth. Gordon, you have 1 minute starting right now.
What do you think of when you think of a nerd? Maybe you think of Lisa Simpson or Weird Al Yankovic. Maybe you think of a little guy named Einstein. What do you think of when you think of a dork? You think of an incel. You think of someone who says "milady" to women on dates. You think of Dan. Look, I've heard you call yourself dork before, and that tracks. The people in the audience and at home can't tell that you smell exactly like a cheese string. And if you go deeper into your internet history, I'm sure that you're peddling vaccine misinformation. How do I know this? It's just what dorks do. Maybe some of you thinking I'm being too harsh. Maybe some of you think dorks are harmless. Do you know who everyone else thought was a harmless dork? People thought Adolf Hitler was a harmless dork, and look what happened. The
5
Charlie
seconds.
Chaplin mustache was ruined, and a bunch of other bad stuff as well. As someone with a Jewish background, I have no qualms
All right.
saying that all dorks are Nazis. The
All
end.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Gordon. Hashtag ADAN. Oh no, a Dan. Fuck. Go ahead, Nikki. You have 1 minute starting now.
A nerd is someone that doesn't have the confidence to just speak without using their phone as reference. Hi, my name is Nikki Ashworth, and I am indeed a dork, and I'm going to reveal my true self now. I love porgs. Okay, here's the big difference between a dork and a nerd. Everyone knows that nerds are at the top of the heap. Do you remember that show, Freaks and Geeks? Where were dorks? We've always been the other dogs. The other dogs and the underdogs. We've been both of those things. People love an underdog. And I am an underdog. I'm also incredibly clumsy. On my way here, I cut my upper palate with a corn chip, and I also burned my hand when I was curling my hair.
5 seconds.
That's it.
Okay. Congratulations, Nikki. That's why you stick to corn chip flavored nerds. They're less dangerous. All right, Gordon, you have 30 seconds to respond, starting right now.
For your information, this is just a picture of female Batman on my phone. I looked up where the term nerd came from before this debate, and do you know who invented that word? A little guy named Dr. Zeus. You know, the same person who said, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." Do you know who invented the term dork? Somebody who mispronounced dick. It's just pronouncing dick wrong. And I think we can all agree nerds are better than dicks. It's not even a debate. Do you know what else we named nerds? Delicious. Suck my dork. Eat my nerds. Good
All
night.
right, there you go. Thank you, Gordon. Nikki, you have the last word. 30 seconds starting now.
Referencing Dr. Zeus in 2023 is very strange considering 5 of his books were recently taken off of publishing for their racist undertones. So I don't care that we should be, what was it, glad that it's over? What was it, sad that
I think
it
we'll all be
happened?
glad that it's over.
Whatever, yeah, whatever the heck that was. It doesn't matter because he was racist. He was very racist. But you know who wasn't racist?
Don't say Adolf Hitler.
I need an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay, you've got
Nerds
it.
are rude people who interrupt you when you're trying to make a point that porgs are
right.
wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, and now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Gordon that nerds are the superior species? Or do you agree with Nikki that porgs are awesome? Boy, that's really close. One more time for Gordon. One more time for Nikki. All right, more people clapped for Nikki, but Gordon's were louder, so I'm giving it to Nikki. It's
Literally upset.
all right. Thank you, guys. That's a point to the Dungeon Masters. We're going to move on to the next one. Arguing the proposition, it is cool to be a nerd. Oh, shit. Yeah, it is. My computer is frozen. Arguing the proposition, it's cool to be a nerd, in favor is Marc Hallworth and against is Kelly Zemnickis.
Right.
Marc, you have 1 minute starting right now.
Fuck yeah, where are my nerds at? Really? That's it? Oh man, that's crazy.
Why did you guys
I
come?
would argue, yeah, why are you here? Okay. I would argue 100% that nerds are cool. Okay, well, here's the thing. It's great to be excited about something. So yeah, you could like get excited about like dorky shit, I guess, like MS-DOS or whatever the hell we've been talking about at the show. Or you've met these people that nerd out on cool shit like fucking football or torque or whatever, or like cunnilingus or whatever the hell people are talking. You know what I mean? Those are cool things, I guess. But have you ever met? I'm sure I went to high school with so many weed nerds. Do we have any weed nerds here? Probably. I went to school with so many people that I talked to a guy that knew the science of how to make a bong out of a wooden leg. He knew the oxygen flow or whatever. And then I was like, buddy, what's 5 plus 7? He's like, fucking 420? Like, he was an idiot. It was great. Anyways,
all right.
yeah, it was great.
Thank
He
you,
loved what he
Marc.
loved.
He would get along well with Captain Hook, I hope. Okay, Kelly, you have 1 minute starting now.
All right. Well, this is going to be awkward because I thought we were talking about nerds candy. So, well, we're going to go ahead with this. Nerds are, it's not cool because they're filled with sugar. Like, dental hygiene is important. It's not good to just rot your teeth. And, like, they also don't look like the creatures in the package because when you put some in your hand, they don't have googly eyes or cute little bums. They're just weird shapes. They're just really weird shapes. So it's just lies is what they're based on. Nerds are just based on lies. They're not healthy. It's just not healthy. And those aren't natural flavors. It's just all lies. Nerds are
5
just
seconds.
liars. Big liars.
All right. Thank you, Kelly, for telling us how nerds are, I guess, the sea monkeys of candy. Marc, you have 30 seconds.
First of all, even the candy is fucking cool, man. It has the slot. Peaches and green. Anyways, we've covered it.
Laughing at my own joke.
Okay, making it personal. I don't think of myself necessarily as a nerd, but I fucking nerd myself. I nerd out like crazy on skateboarding. That's my fucking thing. And I'll trivia myself. I'm like, what's the best backside tailslide I've ever seen? Oh, the kickflip backside tailslide in the Birdhouse video, 1998. Shout out a skateboard trick. Does anybody know any trick? I'll tell you the greatest one that's ever been done. This is nerdy as shit.
3 seconds.
Come on, shout one out.
Something Tony Hawk did.
What? Well, the fucking first 900
Not get
from the X
recognized in
Games,
public.
1998. You guys are the best. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Kelly, you have the last word. 30 seconds starting now.
Okay, so I guess like if you are a nerd like Marc is, I guess you are filled with sugar because you're snacking a lot to get the energy to skateboard. Or maybe you're just drinking a lot of sugary drinks because you spend a lot of time alone trying to convince yourself that you're hip. I know that sounds mean, but like no one does nerd yoga or there's no nerd hikes. And doing that, you know, that, what was it called? Oh gosh, I can't think. Doesn't matter. Eat more candy.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.
Suck our dorks. We want more time, suck our dorks.
All right. And now, now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Marc Hallworth that it's cool to be a nerd? Or do you agree with Kelly that dental hygiene is important? Resounding victory for dentistry. Which is weird because this is a British format. All right, so that is a point to the teacher's pets. And for our last debate, arguing the proposition, nerds make the best lovers. In favor is Evan Klim, and against is Andy Wong. Evan, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
Okay, so being a great lover means knowing what your partner likes, and using that info helps you and your partner create a canon all about sex. And folks, if you know one thing about nerds, they love things that are canon, okay? Because that defines what's happening, and when nerds make love, canon gives them knowledge and the tools to help them bang, okay? Second, great lovers, especially nerds, take the time to create a space and satisfy their partner, Andy. Like, think about, like, you know, nerds like to think about making love like that battle from Dragon Ball Z between Goku and Frieza because it lasts for hours. It's a lot of fun. And just when you think you can't take it anymore, you find the power within you to go Super Saiyan and you're at it all over again. And lastly, nerds love video games. And when they're stuck on a level, they will learn how to finish it. And when nerds make love and they don't know what buttons to press, you know, they look at a guidebook for help or enlist the help of a tool like a magic wand that vibrates to help them, you know, get over the hump. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Excellent callback to the previous episode in which we discussed the 19-episode fight between Goku and Frieza. All right, Andy, you have 1 minute, starting right now.
Listen, that long lovemaking isn't gonna work because nerds just love to speedrun, okay? That's the thing. Don't go as fast as they can, and you know why? It's because they have bad cardio. They can't Super Saiyan. They have bad cardio. And they like to collect all the things, all the memorabilia, until your whole place looks like the Mushroom Kingdom, okay? It's unhealthy, is what I'm trying to say. And also, the way they dress, they only dress with stats. Okay? They're never gonna look good. They're just gonna look optimal, right? And finally, you know how they learn about what they're supposed to do on lovemaking? Dating sims. They only know how to say what you want to hear and buy you things. That's only 2 of the 5 love languages, and that's not a pass.
All right. Dressing for stats or dressing for status, says the person in the
Yes.
Gucci belt.
So,
Go ahead, Evan.
okay, so for nerds, I don't really think of them one with like a lot of stats, though. You know what I mean? Because it's not about the high and the numbers it's about the partners you choose, okay, and what you do with them. So it's about, you know, just being impactful in that kind of way. And memorabilia, oh my gosh, toys go great for making love, right? So it's like that part is, so good for that. Yeah, I guess that's all I want to say for that.
All
Just the
right,
2
thank
points
you.
for that,
You're out
yeah.
of time anyway. Andy, you have the last word. 30 seconds starting now.
First of all, my belt gives me +5 strength, but that's besides the point. Listen, you say that you like canon. What I'm hearing is you like missionary. Missionary. Talking missionary. Okay, that's why we have the extended universe. Reverse cowgirl. That's how we got reverse. That's how we expand. 69, how about 96? Am I right? That's all I got.
I think 96 is what you do when Red Dead Redemption is going on. All right. Now, you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Evan Klim that nerds do make the best lovers? Because they're willing to look it up online? Or do you agree with Andy that they do not make the best lovers, and apparently having a Gucci belt does? All right, that sounds like it's for Evan. That's another point for the teacher's pets. All right. So at this point, I have done all of the math because we are allowed to have computers in this universe. And it turns out, unfortunately, that our two teams are tied 2,367 to 2,367. This happens a lot. I don't know why. But so it means that you, the audience, will have to decide which team you prefer overall tonight. So, did you like the teacher's pets?
I need this. It says only 9 hours.
Or did you like the Dungeon Masters? The same people just kept clapping. Let's try that one more time. Teacher's pets. Dungeon Masters. All right, sounds like the teacher's pets win, as they always do in life. All right. Thank you, guys. You all need to shut the fuck up so I can do the end of the show. Thanks very much. This has been Comedy Games Showdown, and this episode has been Revenge of the Nerds. I've been Dan Donnelly, your host. The Teacher's Pets have been Gordon Hecht, Kelly Zemnickis, Andy Wong. The Dungeon Masters have been Nikki Ashworth, Marc Hallworth, and Evan Klim. Our next episode, October 19th, right here in this room at 10 p.m., is All of Us Are Dead. We're doing another Halloween episode for Halloween. You can patronize us on Patreon, patreon.com/andascotchegg. It is the cheapest ways to get tickets to the show if you live in town, and we would like to thank our patrons. And, of course, follow us at andascotchegg on all the socials or at andascotchegg.com. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming out tonight. The nerds got their revenge. We're very happy to have you here. And thank you again for giving JFL the finger and coming here instead.